Today's adventure begins as the recording of this Thursday, January 9th, 2025. From my accommodations here in Belize, San Ignacio is the name of the village, the community I am in for the moment. I'm going to do a little exploring around this town. There's a nice little street here, which I bet at one point you were able to drive down, but now they have it blocked off just for walking traffic. Little gift shops, coffee stand down here. I think I'm going to go check out, start the day. This little walkway through here, you got the little not topiaries, but the little the foliage archways as you kind of walk through there as well. I like this little quaint little street here, shops. Normally see a place that advertises another chain or another establishment on their coffee stand, but for some reason this coffee did have that. So I got a large, and I was really happy they actually had large coffee. So I've also noticed that when you're walking around anywhere in Belize, there are just dogs everywhere. I mean, dogs everywhere. I've never seen so many stray dogs anywhere else in my travels. I mean, there's like 6 or 7 right here just walking along this group. This is just going to be an in-town day. I'm not even going to move the rental car at all. Just going to walk. That one's urinating again. Marking his territory. Welcome everyone, out of the woo here. I had to purchase another pair of sunglasses. Don't know what happened to my others. This is the Cayo Welcome Center. This is the Cayo district of Belize. A little sculpture right here. Just see what I can find. Join me, shall you? Snack shop right here. This shows what district I am in. San Ignacio. I believe I am pronouncing that correctly. A lot of taxis around, so I did want to take a taxi, but I feel like the town's pretty walkable. Probably just going to do it a lot of walking. See how it goes. Noticing they have the traffic attendants, if you will, over here. They have this guy's getting, I don't know if he's honking or getting in an altercation, or if he's just probably like a buddy. They have these little traffic attendants that stand out in the roads and try to guide traffic. Flood map. Also a little farmer flea market, I guess you'd call it, or a little vendor section set up over here that they have. Little area. See what's down this way. I'm just roaming around. This is the way into town. It's a one-way road. This is the Cahal River right here. This is the bridge I went across last night when I was heading to the hotel to check in. It is a walkway bridge and a drivable bridge right here along the Cahal. Heading into town. All wood, made out of wood here. Can't even tell if there's any concrete at all. And that is the sign, San Ignacio. Also, a lot of potholes driving around yesterday down the highway from where I was down to here. This is pretty much the road conditions everywhere. Massive potholes everywhere. Along the side of the wall, a little artwork here. You got a crocodile. I don't think there's gators here in Belize, but there are crocodiles, which I've always heard that crocodiles are a little more aggressive. They have the pointed nose. Could be incorrect though. There could be gators here as well, but 180 miles to Belize City. That's the distance up to Belize. Even though I think they use kilometers here more than they use mileage. Got a little barber shop there up on bricks, probably in case the river floods, it'll be a little higher. This little carved item here on the way in. The center point of the city when you cross over that bridge. There's one-way bridge coming in, one-way bridge going out. I'll show the one-way going out. It's a different style bridge, but definitely unique in its own way as well. You know, this might be an everyday thing because it is Thursday as I'm documenting this. And a lot of times you see these on weekends, but because it's a weekday this is going on, this might be an everyday kind of thing. This is a massive farmer's market. This is awesome. Lots of vendors. This must be the big vegetable and fruit market here in town. I'm just assuming. If I've ever seen a pile of pineapples like this. Entire pile of pineapples here. How you doing, man? What are these?
They're lemons.
Lemons? It's a unique architecture of that building right there. It's all coned off there, but it's a little taco stand over here. Definitely interested in trying some of the food here. On here it says delicious restaurant. One thing I have noticed about this country as well is how much Coca-Cola paraphernalia there is around. This store here by the name of Hot Summer. It's very interesting name for a store. Hot Summer store right here. And they're open, but they have the bars in the windows. Where I got the coffee, I was kind of asking if it was safe to walk around compared to Belize City, and they said, oh yes, compared to Belize City, this is definitely a lot safer to walk around than where I was in Belize City. Looks as if there are some gentlemen taking down the Christmas holiday decor. You know, since Christmas and New Year's has come and gone, time just keeps marching on, taking everything down. So I'm going over to the other one-way bridge, which is the way out, but I wanted to show this little rock formation carving here where it says welcome to San Ignacio town right along there. Okay, you see they're pulling down all the Christmas lights. The travel agency there, Exodus International. 1949 was when this bridge was built. You take motorcycles, automobiles, bicycles across the Hawksworth Bridge right there to get out of town. However, I'm staying here for the day and through the night, and then see where my journeys lead after that. This sidewalk there probably, I think that's just the one point that might be not the best to walk through, but oh, look at this. There's a cat there, a jaguar possibly. A little painting there, little relics of paintings all along the entryway in. Oh, you know what? I am walking directly over where water goes. Also, I got my Crocs on today because my shoes yesterday got pretty messed up when I was finding Geronimo. Okay, that's what this building is. I thought it was maybe an old church building, but you got the little steeple up top. This is the police department. San Ignacio Police Formation, they call it. They don't call it a department, they call it a formation. Also the district commissioner building right over there. You see a lot of people also drive motorcycles here, or scooters as opposed to vehicles, but there are a lot of people with automobiles also. A lot of people drive motorcycles, however. Also noticing there are tour groups going through town. There's a little tour group right here, see? I'm not a part of it, but they have tours. Curious what that tour would be.
I see it, you too.
Oh, how you doing? You too. That's funny. Someone just said, Pretty sharp story. Right here in the hills of the Mayan mountains, Sharp family. It's giving a little bit of their history of some of their hot sauces and things. There must be a significance though, because it's on the side of this wall next to this building. Okay. Walked about a half mile from where I just was. It was straight uphill to this point, but I've leveled off to a little section here that's not as hilly. About another half mile to go before I get to a set of ruins that are here in town. Don't see a plaque or anything on this little bus, but there is one here in the cross streets of the road. Yeah, it's very, very hilly. Very hilly here. Not in this section, but it's hilly. So a lot of roundabouts in this country. I'm noticing roundabouts are the normal way of traffic flow. There are stop signs when you're on a little side surface street, but anything that has more than a few cars going down it on a regular basis is usually in a traffic circle. So I am exactly a quarter of a mile to this Archaeological Reserve. Cahal Pech. Little did I know you have to go up this really steep hill to get to it. Probably doesn't translate to camera, but this thing is straight uphill. In all truthfulness, probably should have just got my rental car and drove up here. Wow, that was steep. But I've arrived. I made it. It's time to discard my coffee that I consumed and get a water. It's also not sunny out and the weather's not too hot, but the humidity is on point. A little more humid here than it is in Florida. Even though Florida's humid, it's definitely humid here. Gotta stay hydrated, kitty. Gotta stay hydrated, okay? You gonna make sure you stay hydrated? Okay, that's good. Mayan ruins cat. This just shows how high up it is. Right there. Yeah, there was plenty of parking here. Plenty of parking. So look at this. A payphone. Alright, pay the admission, 20 Belize, which would be $10 US, because it's a 2 to 1 ratio. Self-guided tour. I thought maybe it'd be a guided tour, but it's a self-guided. There's a layout of the land of Central America. Got Belize right here. Mexico up there. Guatemala down here. Honduras, El Salvador. This trip I'm only focusing on Belize. To get a little more technical on my location, so Belize City is where I flew into, right there. And then went down this direction yesterday. And now I'm right here, pretty close to the country's border in San Ignacio. That's where I am. And while I'm showing maps, here's the reserves map itself. Got the different plazas, Plaza C, Plaza B, F, G, lots of little sections. I started there, and now I'm arriving into Plaza H. Looks pretty expansive. You know what I was looking up, this is one of the oldest Mayan sites in this section of the country. There are quite a few of them and belong to a very prominent family back when they lived here. Way before any of us, myself and anyone that's watching this, was even a twinkle or an inkling in the eye of anyone. Founded in 1200 BCE, which I'm guessing that means the equivalent of BC before Christ, or at least somewhere in that generalization. The signs I'm seeing say 1200 BCE. And it appears as if you can climb on these. I am amazed that something of this historical significance can be climbed on. There's no sign saying no climbing. I'm seeing other people climbing. Looks like headstones, but I'm not sure if anyone's laid to rest here. There's nothing etched in the side of it. Really amazing. I've never been to anything exactly like this. Never in person, as far as I can recall. This is the first time ever seeing any ruins of this magnitude. And there's not really a lot of people out here. Maybe a dozen total throughout the whole property. Really mellow. I was expecting to be a lot more tourists in here, but there really isn't. They're all climbed up to the top there. Very peaceful in here. Gotta do some climbing. Again, I'm really amazed that you're allowed to climb up on these. You would never see something like this in the US with this massive historical significance being at a place you pay admission in a tourist spot to be able to climb on. You wouldn't be able to. Look at this. I thought the other spot was beautiful. Amazing. Wow. This is unbelievable. I mean, I've seen photos of things like this, but definitely seeing it in real life. Just amazing. Could really be at one with your thoughts in here. Very peaceful spot. The price point is really good if you lived in the area and you just wanted to come up to some ruins and do some thinking. Learn some history. Reflect back on what it must have been like back in those days. The tree up here growing out of the top of the ruins. And you got the moss. Really something else. Still trying to wrap my head around the fact that I'm in Central America right now. Wow. Also, I purchased a water, so at the gift shop before coming in, it's like, can I take the water in there? They go, oh yeah, feel free. Take water in there, climb on whatever you want. Self-guided. All this moss, just so beautiful. Right there, all the steps leading up. These are not your traditional lengthened steps. I mean, that's a good few feet. Each step is like a few feet, so you really got to have long strides to get up there. I'm going to do it. I made it. At the top here now. The very mossy relics, the ruins here. You have to be very careful though, because the moss is very slick. Don't want to slip off the side there and fall down. Would not be good. Very slick. And I got to admit, I would have worn my tennis shoes, even though they're wet from yesterday's canoe adventure down the Siboon River for Mosquito Coast. But I was trying to let them thaw out a little bit, or dry out a little bit. Didn't think I was going to be traversing up and down some ruins, but I wouldn't have worn these, but I did. So it kind of is what it is at this point. Taking it slowly down, no handrails here. Yeah, really, other than the other dozen people that are in here, pretty empty. Because the farther you get away from Belize City, less tourists there are. Not that there's a lot of tourists in Belize City, but you know what I mean? Incredible. Look from this angle here. Living, I guess that's where they live, right in those little sections. I don't know for certain. There's not a lot of placards out in this area. When I go back through, I'll see if I can find some more info. Translated, the name of this place, the Mayan language, would be Place of the Ticks. The Yucatec Maya language. I guess the insect, the ticks? So yes, used to the U.S., or any place like this would have signs saying, stay on the path. Stay off the architectural, historical items. Nothing like that here at all. Place of the Ticks. Very interesting. Glad I stopped by here. Glad I checked it out. Little thatch roof over here, possibly an area for cooking down below. Or is it a well? Oh, it's a well. No, it stops right there. It's not a well. I just asked one of the workers who's walking around. And that, in fact, where the thatch roof is tombs. Didn't see any sort of signage, but I asked what that was. I said, is there like a place where everyone was laid to rest? And he goes, oh, you were just looking at it. Those are tombs. Very interesting. It's also the era it's from is considered post-classic. Right there, showing the dates. Then you get into other areas, late classic, early classic, pre-classic, middle pre-classic. So there's all different eras of ruins. Ancient Maya were pre-industrial urban agricultural society with a technology based on tools and implements of stone. Cahal Pech began as a solitary forest. Farmstead and over the centuries grew to a hamlet of, ultimately, to an imposing hilltop citadel. Yeah, a little magnet here. Purchase a magnet. All right, walking down a steep hill, much easier than walking up a steep hill. Very nice lady at the gift shop, bought the magnet from. She said, oh, go down the hill, take a right, and there is an iguana conservation area. Almost said confirmation. But I'm gonna confirm, I'm gonna get a confirmation that there is a conservation iguana place. I don't even think this translates well to how steep this is on camera. But man, just walking straight down the hill. All right, I gotta follow the rules. You know, I don't follow every rule, but some rules definitely gotta follow. And this, I think, is one right there. Give me that little bump. There you go, I got it, did it. Taking the walking commute over to the iguana place. This gate is open. It looks like there's some very old-timey equipment over here. There's a lock on the gate, but the gate is open. Take a look at this. Wow. These are relics. Serious relics. Got the old swing set, slide, little merry-go-round here, which is very interesting looking. Like that. Little teeter-totter. Love all the birds. The noises of all the different birds. A lot of them I don't recognize. Walking by a casino now. 3 armed guards out front, making it very well known that they were armed. Home of the Green Iguana Conservation Project. The end of the casino is right in here. See some iguanas. All right, price of admission. It looks like it's going to be a guided tour, maybe every hour or 2 hours, but the next tour starts in 4 minutes, so I've timed it perfectly getting in here. $22.50 Belize, which I think is the first thing that I have purchased that was not a complete rounded dollar amount. Usually everything's 20 Belize, 30 Belize, 40 Belize, 10 Belize, 2 Belize. It's the only thing I've ever seen that was $22.50. Again, Belize dollars is a 2-to-1 ratio, so $22.50 would be $11.25 as far as US currency. But as I'm looking in here, you got the iguana up top, and also Queen Elizabeth II was here at one point back in the mid-90s, and there's some photographs of her as well, kind of walking around and staying in here when she visited back in the mid-90s as well here at this resort hotel. I wonder if she saw the iguanas. Possibly.
All America. They are originally coming from Mexico. They're capable to grow to a length of 3.6 feet long.
There's an iguana right there, out in a cage, just up on the wall.
for 60 eaters and destroyer of everything. If they find your garden, they will be eating everything what you have in your garden. Will be going in there. You might be able to see them. We have, you know, 1 male, 4 girls in here. Sometimes when you come, you might be able to see that we have more than 1 female or more than 4 females up to 50, 60 videos. You could take a lot of pictures, a lot of videos, and it's not against the law, but it's against the law to keep them like pets. It's against the law to hunt them. It's against the law, you know, to place them on a fight because males are aggressive and territorial. They could get on a fight just like a rooster fight or a dog fight, and it's not allowed to do that no more. But now when it is coming, you know, to this place, I have some wonderful and beautiful girls here, and I have a handsome friend that his name is Gomez. Gomez is the male, right? What he does, he puff up like a little frog. He might not like me at this moment. Tutorials. If you get to see, this is 1 male, but we have another one on the other cage out there.
Oh, yeah.
And if you focus on that guy out there, he is very aggressive. Now,
So if you look at him,
he is from the wild, but we have him in here because we have a breeding program going on. But he's not friendly, right? But Gomez is friendly. I have Lexi, I have Peach, I have Shiva, and I have Ziggy up there. Ziggy, she prefers to be up there. She's not so friendly. She might be a little bit tricky sometimes, trying to give you a bite and a whip. But the friendliest girl that I have in here is Shiva, the one that is sitting down right here. And Lexi is missing an arm. A predator was trying to eat her. She managed to escape. She lost the arm. But what about the arm? Arms doesn't regrow back again. Right? You might hear that green iguanas regrow their tails, but arms wouldn't regrow. Dewlap wouldn't regrow. Feet or toes wouldn't regrow back again. So let's go to a little deeper information about green iguanas. And I want you guys to focus really good on what we'll be talking about, because we'll be learning today. Right? I know that sometimes when you come here, you're studying about iguanas, but today you'll be seeing them real. Right? Where you might be able to see a little flap sometimes. This flap, right, gets bigger in size, like my friend Gomez, right? It's much bigger. The bigger they are, the bigger the flap becomes. Right? Down, up, down, and we call it the head bob. Our guests call it the push-ups, because they like to do this. When you see these guys doing this every little often, it's because they're communicating to each other. They communicate to each other, and that is how they communicate. The only noise that these guys do is a hissing sound. They will be hissing at you, giving you a warning. If you're trying to play with them, they wouldn't like to play. That's why they will be hissing at you. If you continue playing with them, you could get a bite and a whip at the same time.
All right, I'm back where I'm staying now. I have had a stressful couple of hours when I was at the Iguana place. The last clip that I filmed ended up being corrupted on my SD card. To be honest, I don't even know if that is exactly what happened, but the last clip I was filming wouldn't stop recording. In fact, the screen went black on the camera I use. I use the Osmo Pocket 3 is the camera that I use. And as the guide was explaining things, probably there about another half hour, the camera would not turn off. And I could not figure out what the heck was going on with the camera. Long story short, I got it rectified, but I was very stressed out. In fact, I was confident that I had lost all the footage from the entire day. Searching online, trying to figure out exactly what was going on with the camera. Everything said that the SD card was corrupt. I pulled the mini SD card out. Now normally I use Bluetooth off of the app, the DJI app, to dump the footage in. But it wouldn't do that. It was showing that nothing was on the SD card. I pulled the SD card out, put it in the mini SD card reader. Also, I'm gonna swing up here on the top of the little balcony, overlook at the street. Did not pull the SD card out, put the mini SD card in. There was nothing on the SD card. So I thought, well, I have lost everything that I have done today. I'm gonna have to start over. After taking the mini SD card out, putting it in the card reader, it said nothing was on the card. Then I looked up exactly how to restart the camera, and I went through those options, information that I found online. The SD card was out. I didn't want to delete the footage off the SD card in case it was on there. The camera restarted. I put the mini SD card back in, and the footage was on there except for the last couple clips that were corrupt. The rest of the footage was on there. So everything other than what I'm starting with right now before this, I had feared was going to be erased. And I am very thankful that it is now working and the footage is salvageable, or I would have just lost all that I had. All right, going to continue the day. But man, I was stressing out. When the guide was talking about the iguanas, I was tuning out of everything he was saying and trying to get the camera to turn off and just kind of losing my mind a little bit, thinking I am in another country, I'm nowhere near home, I'm filming the day, and now everything that I had done, the memories, everything just going to be gone. I've got to start the day over. Well, my memory and my brain will be there, but the footage anyway. But it all worked out. All right, I'm gonna go get something to eat. To take some photos out when my camera wasn't working, I took a photo of myself holding a big iguana, and also holding a little baby iguana, a little teeny tiny baby iguana right there. I'll put this over on my Instagram. I'll probably post this in a story on Instagram. My Instagram is TheDailyWoo ATW. If you want to follow along, that's TheDailyWoo ATW. Look at this. This thing's tinier than my palm. I do have another one of these cameras I haven't opened yet, just in case, for whatever reason, I need to use another camera. But the problem was the footage that I was going to have. Oh, here comes the Barbie car. Look at this. There's the Barbie car right there. But I didn't want to use the camera until I absolutely need to. And it wasn't the camera issue. It's just losing all that footage. But thankfully, I didn't. Going to another country with only one camera and not having a backup wouldn't be the smartest thing. So I did take that into consideration. All right, going to get a bite to eat over here at a place that says "Let's go eat." Coax Hana. Coax Hana. See what they got. I think I want some rice and beans. On a rice and beans kick. Go with the Belizean favorites. Rice and beans, coconut rice. Not coconut rice. I'll get the rice and beans. And I want to get the stewed chicken. Stewed chicken and rice and beans. That's what I'm going to get. $16 Belize. Pretty good. That's only $8 US. Maybe I'll get an extra rice and beans also. One stewed chicken and then just one rice and beans on the side. Alright, this is the smallest chips and salsa I've ever ordered for chips and salsa. Oh, here's the chicken. Got the rice, beans. Looks like there's a little salad item on the side over there. Thank you. Coleslaw, is that what that is? I think it's coleslaw. Ordered an extra rice and beans. I really like rice and beans. Plantain there too. Alright, all that food that I got was $28.50 Belize. Another one with the 50. $28 Belize, which is only $14 US. So I gave him $40. So that was, well, I gave him $20 and said that was good enough, which would have been $40 Belize. It's just crazy how the price differential is. I mean, I even ordered this too, which this right here would probably be $4 just for a water. So you figure, even including this, it was only $10 more for all that food. Granted, the serving of chips and salsa wasn't that big, but the other stuff, pretty decent portions. They also, I did not get this, but they have cow foot soup. Yeah, cow foot soup. Decided not to get cow foot soup. I don't know what this, why are these here? Like little goldfish bags. There's no goldfish. I don't know what that is. Interesting. Very interesting. What are those? All right, I was talking to a little security guard that was over there, and I asked him what those bags were, and he said it's for flies. I go, is there a poison in there to kill the flies? He goes, no. During the summer, the sun will be so strong, the light will bounce off of those bags and keep the flies during certain times of the year. Flies will not get in those bags because of the reflection of the hot, permeating sun. He also said there's a fruit that they grow in the jungle that you can cut open and the flies will stick to it and cannot escape. I don't know, he didn't say what fruit it was, but that is interesting. Another dog going across there. Dog going across. A lot of dogs. A lot of dogs out here. Little mattress store here. Oh, I see electronics store. Atlantic store. Speaking of all the stray dogs that are around, I was talking to the guide at the Iguana place. He said before being a guide and working at the Iguana place at the hotel, he used to work with getting the stray dogs off the streets, taking care of them, making sure that they were cared for, and then getting into the families that wanted a healthy, nutritious dog. Some of the dogs that are around here are not cared for. That's what he used to do. And now he's working with the iguanas, taking care of the iguanas. I've never seen so many stray dogs anywhere. And behind the hotel, a little ice cream place called the Ice Cream Shop right here. I think I'm gonna get a little ice cream and then call it a day. All right, got a little pistachio. A little pistachio here. I'm gonna go relax and see if the swing upstairs is still available. It's been a good day. I'm so grateful I didn't lose all that footage. I was really fearing that I would lose all that footage. All right, that's gonna do it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.